Okay, so really quick, the idea of Dragons to Etchinstone is that you could play it just in 2 hands. I can't. I'm not good enough to do that. So I'm not. But basically what happens is that you're going to have all these mage cards. Okay. So they all kind of look the same, but they're called different things. They're different colors. To start off with, you need the top left to say 2. Okay. So as long as the top left says 2, you're good. That's all you need to do. A lot of them are forgotten because of Benoit. I know. Luckily, Twitter keeps it alive. Order my copies of Dragons during the stream where you opened it. Just waiting for Chip Theory to ship it. All right, then we'll get you all set up so you'll know how to do it. I grew up on Christopher Reeves and George Reeves. Those are my Supermans. Lex, this new one was a bit more comic. Was the new one good? Like, not the new Superman, but the new Lex Luthor as Superman. Who's John Cena? I hope you're kidding, Darth. My heart can't handle that. He's the GOAT of wrestling. All right, so you shuffle this up. All right, so the other thing you have is 4 enemy options. Okay, it says you should start with this one. I don't know why I'm doing that like a idiot. Rodving. Rodving says you start with this one. We'll get into what all that card means later. But the way you essentially play the game is you put Rodving on the bottom. I take the region 3 card and put it underneath, but you could do it on either side. It doesn't really matter. And you start with the first region. We're going to go through 4 regions of the game. So you start with this one, and you're going to put it on top of the ones that all say 2, and you take that entire thing and you put it on top. The game is now set up. Holt's Lex Luthor is good, but I wish I knew more about his past to reach a point in the film. I would say he's the best, given the only other one decent version would have been Christopher Reeve's version of Lex Luthor, and they actually played him. The Smallville Lex Luthor I thought was pretty good too. All right, so the top of your thing looks like this. Okay, so it's the region 1, it's all your cards, and then your dragon and your region card in the back. Cool. Just haven't met in the film yet. It feels like they have. Okay. He's good. Makes you want to punch him. All right, so there's a bunch of rules in here. You can go through it. The rule book is a little tricky at first, and I'll have to reference it now and again to make sure I do everything right. But basically there's 5 phases. This is challenge phase, action phase, penalty phase, upgrade phase, and cleanup phase. All those phases are listed on this card. This card doesn't do a great job at explaining things, but it gets you pretty close. So you should be pretty good with those. All right, so the way you start the game is pretty simple. Pull this down slightly, and you draw the top 4 cards off of here. 2, 3, 4. Now, you keep it slightly exposed on top so you can see this number. This number and this symbol is going to tell you what you're going to do. So with the little crossroads symbol, or it could be a little skull. Okay, so the first one we got is a little crossroads symbol. All that means is that you're going to look at the bottom of these cards, not the top. The top is the skull symbol. The bottom is the crossroads. Excuse me. It had the number 4. So you go 1, 2, 3. Hey, the 4th one is this one. Okay. So it means we have to traverse this thing. That's what we have to do for this section of gameplay during our action phase. Now, there is a way that you can divert away from it. We'll get into diversion later. It is helpful, but we're not going to worry about it. So what we need to do is we need to get 10 to cross this path. And the reason it's in purple is because we can get slight bonuses from things. We won't. No, we are going to worry about that. I need to read the bonus because the bonus is different. Okay. So we have to get 10 foot to go over that. Okay. So it's at 10. We need the same amount or more. And you're supposed to hold this in your hand while you play, but I'm not going to right now. All right. So you have these 4 cards. All right. So you have the order of orientation, like how the cards are oriented, are very important. So never like flip over your cards or whatever, because then it's going to screw up your entire game. So what we have to do is basically get 4 foot, or I'm sorry, 10 foot. I can't count. So on a card is the initiative, which is if you're facing an enemy, who goes first, basically. You have your normal value, you have your like enhanced value, and you have your boost, and then you have if you take damage, and then you have if you want to level the card up. By leveling up, you basically just like turn over. Now it's a 3 or a 4, right? But right now, everything's on a 2. So the top card, what are the actual names for it? I just call it top card. Top card's your boost, second card's your spell, third card is your element, fourth card is your reserve. So the boost card on the very top, all you're going to do is add the boost value, which is this, to either the foot or the attack, whatever you're doing, right? And we'll get into what that means. The second card is kind of where all the excitement happens. So for us, we want to be using our foot icon, right? Because we're traversing mountains. So you use the foot for this. So right now on this card, if we didn't enhance it in any way, it would just do actually 4 attack. But in order to get it to do 7 foot, there's this little purple icon right there. We need that to be our enchantment card, an element card. So I'm going to have this card on top as our boost card. I want the second card I just showed you to be the spell card. Okay. We want to run a purple card, so we use the boost. So the way you figure that out is you look at the top symbol up here on the third one. It's the same element. That is going to be our element card. The last card is the reserve card. Generally speaking, the reserve card doesn't do a whole lot, but it can. And we'll get into that in 1 second. But generally speaking, it doesn't. Usually you're saving it for the following round. So this is what my hand would look like when I'm done, right? So a lot of times you'll see people like kind of finagling things through and whatever. Okay. So we need 10 foot to get over the mountain and succeed. So right now, don't look at the top card. Just look at the second card. We would either use 4 damage or 7 foot. Well, we can use this purple one because on the third card, it matches this symbol, which means we now have 7. And then we use the boost on the top card to get 2 more, so we're up to 9. If we were caring about the initiative right now, the initiative would be the card on the third card. I know it's very confusing order, but once you get it, it makes sense. So we would only have 9 right now of the 10, and we would like partially succeed. But because this location is a purple location, we are allowed to use the boost as well from the reserve card. So now it's 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we have now done enough to succeed and we'll be good. Unrelated side note, these Ashes cards feel so much better than the latest Marvel Champions ones. Yeah, they're printed really nice. All right, so we use this. This is our hand. We did the thing. We have now gotten 11, as we have said, which is greater than 10. It's the same or greater. So we have now succeeded. And is the reason you were able to get the last +2 is because the card in the back has the purple thing on top. So the reason we got it is because the value in which we're using is a purple value for the boost. And it's the same purple as on this. All right, so it's only the actual spell that we're using that matters. Let me see if I can find the exact wording for it. So calculate your move. If your element's ether element, which is what this thing is up here, matches that on your spell's enhanced action, which is this thing, resolve the enhanced move. Otherwise, do the basic. Add the boost to your move. If you're making an enhanced move and is the same ether element as the journey's purple thing, which it is, add the boost to your reserve. That's like one of the most confusing things you'll deal with. So anyway, we did the thing. Okay, so we did the thing, we succeeded. This one time symbol, we don't have to worry about right now. This only affects you if you did not succeed. So we'll worry about that because I'm sure we won't succeed in the future. The bottom here is the amount of experience you get. So we have gotten 3 experience. So what you do is you look at the bottom of your cards, and there's a 3, a 3, a 3, and a 4. So in order to level up this card, it costs 4. We don't have 4, right? And that thing carries over. So we can upgrade any one of these 3 cards that we have because they each have 3. So I want to do Rain of Blood. No, actually, no, I'm sorry. I take that back. I want to do Sword of Light, which was my reserve card. Keep the cards in the order. So to level it up, we go from a 2 to a 3. That's it. And you keep it back. Now, all of our cards that we use that aren't the reserve card, you put in the back. You're done. They're gone. And now you draw back up. So, discard and draw for the next encounter. Discard your action set, which is those 3, and you draw a new hand. So 2, 3, 4. So our new thing on top is the same traversing symbol, but it's a 3. So this is a red 11 we have to kind of deal with. So hopefully we do not have that. So this is not going to go well for us. Actually, this is a really bad hand for us. Okay, so what we're going to do is one of the things you can do is called divert. Okay, so you could check for hardship on the key card. Any icons matched, blah, 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 whatever, it doesn't matter. So you may want to avoid the current encounter and divert. To do this, discard the key card as well as a card from your hand, then return to the first step of the challenge phase. You may only divert twice before you must do that. So the first step of the challenge phase, yeah, it's the scout head. Okay, so for example, we would need, like I said, we need 11 foot to go over this. We have none. We just have damage everywhere. All right, so damage is, it looks like a little fireball symbol. We only have damage. This is not, there's nothing that's gonna be good about this, so we're not gonna do it. So we have to divert. So we take the top card of here, move it to the back, and then we take one card from our hand and we get rid of it. And we're going to get rid of the reserve card. And we don't draw back up. So we only have 3 cards to work with, so we don't have a reserve card anymore. So the next one, because we got rid of this, is enemy 2. So the order of this goes 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're fighting this little monkey thing. Okay. So the monkey thing has 11 life. That's what the little heart means. It has 4 initiative. It has 2 damage and 1 shield. And if we win, we'll get 7 experience. Okay. So if we, okay, this is where it gets a little weird. So if our attack matches this damage, or I'm sorry, matches this, he actually absorbs it with his shield a little bit. Not completely, but just a little bit. So we have to kind of figure out, I mean, we're still going to hit it with the fire, so you'll see what that is. 11 life, we don't have 11 damage. It just ain't going to happen. And that's okay. That's all right. We'll figure that out. So he's going to attack us, and then we'll go through the order of those operations in a second. So what we're going to do is I am going to play it like this. Wait, no, not like that. Like this. Yeah, like this. So we have our top card, which is just using the boost value. This card is what our damage is going to be. We're going to be doing 8 because the third card matches that symbol. And then we're using the initiative on the third card. Let me just make sure I always get nervous when I start doing this on stream because I'm like, am I doing this right? But I know I am. All right, so the action set with the spell, the element, yeah, is the last one, which does the thing. Okay, cool. So I'll make sure. So what we're doing is we have to first compare initiative. So we have 5, the monkey have 4. So we're going to get to go first. This is important. If they ever attack you first, they basically deal damage to you and then they can do it again. It's like really bad. So you generally want to beat them on initiative unless you can one-shot them. So we don't have to worry about early damage or anything like that, which is good. So we are going to do 8 damage and boost it by 2. So it's going to be 10 total damage. So on the monkey, he's going to absorb one of those damages, and then it's going to deal the rest to him. So what we have 10, so it only deals 9. So it doesn't take him out completely, but it takes him out mostly. He's mostly dead. So what does this mean? So for the phase, if we had dealt attack that equals or exceeds the HP, it's complete victory. So we collect the enemy's experience in the upgrade phase and move on with our life. It's really good. If the attack exceeds or equals half, rounded up, we have a narrow victory. So we collect the enemy's HP in the upgrade phase, but also suffer its combat damage in the penalty phase. So we'll do penalty first and then upgrade phase. And then if we did less than half, it's a loss. We just take combat damage. We don't get anything. So really quick, the upgrade phase. So we will be beating him, but we'll be taking damage as well. So just so that you all know with the penalty phase. So in this phase, you resolve time penalties, which we haven't done. That's the little time symbol on the mountain thing. If you fail to obtain a complete victory against an enemy, suffer its attack as combat damage. If you suffer multiple time damages, early damage, combat damage, or any other damage, add them all up to apply a single amount. Okay. If you suffer, we don't need that. All right, so resolving damage. Suffering damage forces you to downgrade one or more mage cards in your hand. So to do so, you have to orient it so that its level is reduced. This soaks the damage by the armor. If you downgrade a level 1 card, you have to trash it, which is really, really bad. You cannot downgrade the same card more than once, and you cannot upgrade a card that you downgraded. So he did 2 damage to us. We have to look at these little shields at the bottom of our cards, and that's how much damage we can absorb. So a 2, a 1, and a 2. So we'd be able to do all of it. Or we'd be able to stop all of it. So I'm going to do it off of this one. So to downgrade it, spin over to level 1. All of that damage is absorbed. We're good to go. Cool. We can't do anything with this card. Now we get the 7 experience, right? So we can upgrade this card because it has a 4 experience on it. So we can upgrade it to its 3 side. And this one we can also upgrade because it costs 3. We only have 3 remaining. And we upgrade that to its 3 side. And there we go. We couldn't upgrade the one that we dropped down though. So you can't like drop it down and drop it back or bring it back up. All right, put it to the back of the deck. Draw 4 more cards. 2, 3, 4. Next one is a 4. So we have to fight this thing, whatever. It's really slow, 2 initiative, but there's a lot of damage. 3 shield, 13 life. Okay. We can't just win, but we can do somewhat well against it. So the only real attack that we have here is this one. So I want this in my spell slot because I want to deal the 8 damage. And in order to trigger it, we need a fire. So we're going to take the fire card and move it to the 3rd slot. And then we'll move that boost to the top, I guess. So, but we're only going to have 1. And I don't want to take early damage. Early damage is like the weirdest thing. Because I've read it both ways, that people say you take it twice and sometimes you don't. I've done it both ways. It's the only thing that's weird. You will suffer the enemy attack as early damage during the penalty phase. Well, let me just read this one more time. Yeah, it's early damage and combat damage. So you would suffer it twice. So we don't want that. Okay, so what we're going to do, because what would happen in this hand is this is the only card that can, or I'm sorry, the only way we can boost this attack is from this card. There is no other way. And the reason that this is bad, because it has initiative 1, he's got initiative 2. So he would attack us twice, right? We'd suffer early damage and then we take regular damage. And I don't want to take that much damage. That's a lot of damage to take. So that's really bad. So we have 8 damage with a 2. It's not going to be enough to kill him, but we'll do more than half, which is kind of what we're hoping for here. So what you can do to get around this is the one last thing we haven't really covered, which is fusing cards. So if you wish, once per encounter, you can fuse 2 cards. Oh, it has to be the same element. Oh, shoot. Fuse 2 cards of the same element. No, we can't do that. Oh, well, we could. Yeah, we can still do that. Okay. Sorry, I got myself confused. The same element assigned as rolls. Top card as well as other statistics. Okay. So what you can do is what's known as fusing. So if you took 2 elements that are the same, right? These 2 purples are the same. We can say they are now one of the same card. And I'm going to now make it a fire element, right? Why would we do this? Because the initiative is 6, so it's much higher. The only thing that's bad about doing this is that we don't keep the reserve card anymore, and we'll get into that in a second. But I'd rather have a higher initiative. So we would now have enough initiative to make sure he doesn't early attack us. We deal 8 damage because we're saying this is the red icon, and we boost it by 2, so it's 10 damage total. So he'd attack us, we attack him. So penalty phase, he would deal 3 damage to us. When we okay, let me read the wording correctly to make sure it's fine. So the bottom card explains for those elements to replace the other one on top. Okay. In the cleanup phase, you must discard both of them and whatnot. Hold on, there's another thing because they become unfused. Yeah, they separate after the action phase. Can you do the 5 base damage and not match the red element? You could. I guess that's true. If you want to make it less convoluted, we could just do that because that would actually be enough. 5, 6, 7, because we would do 7 then, and that's okay. You're right. Because he's only at 13. I was thinking he was at 14. Or actually, it was 14. Wouldn't matter. You're right. Let's not get too tricky with this. So we're gonna keep the bottom one. All right. So we're dealing just the 5 damage, 6 initiative, 2 boost, which is 7 damage. Our initiative matches higher. It's good. He does not absorb any damage because the elements don't match. So we're going to take damage. He's gonna deal 3 damage. We do have one card that's a shield. That's a 3. Hold on. Let me redo this. Do it this way. We're going to have the one card that's a 3 shield. So this is going to level down. And then we can level up 8 victory points onto our other cards. So we have a 4 and a 4 and a 3. So we're just going to level up both of these cards. And our action set goes away. The reserve card we hold on to. These all go away. Draw a new hand. And then now the next one is enemy 3, which is this bird. 9 life, 6 initiative, 2 total. Okay. So what we'll do with this one. Okay, this one we do need to fuse. Okay. So what I'm going to do with this is I am going to fuse this time because we need to do the higher one. So we're going to fuse the 2 of these together to make it a purple. So it's going to be an advanced attack of 5 and sorry, should do it this way. We're going to do it this one. So these 2 fuse together. So it's going to be a 5 attack, which is greater than half his life. And we're going to actually boost the initiative. You can boost your attack or you can boost the initiative. We're going to boost the initiative so it's 7. The reason being is because his initiative is 6. So we want to be higher than that amount because that's, to me, the most important thing. So then we would take damage and whatnot. So he is dealing 2 damage. So we'll have this card take the hit, brings it down to level 1. And then we get 5 experience. I'm going to take Burning Bridges and level it up to its highest amount. So now it is a level 4 card, and hopefully in the future that will help us. Because we fused it, we have to get rid of all the cards that we used because it was used. All right, so we threw away 1 card, but the next card on top is the dragon. You can't draw the dragon, which means we are done with that region. So we take all of the cards, keep them in the same orientation, shuffle up. We finished 1 region already. So we have some 3s, we have some 1s, we have a 4, we have a bunch of 2s still. And we take our region card that was this side, and we now flip it to this side. So again, we stack our deck on top of the dragon, put the region card on top. So now it looks like region 2, a bunch of, you can see how there's like a 2, a 1, a 2, a couple of 3s. I'm not supposed to look through all this, but I'm just showing you what it is so you can see that it's all set up. And then there you go. So you draw your 4 hand size. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so first thing we have is we're traveling on the third one, which is 11, and it's an energy symbol. So we have boots. That'd be really good, and we do. Okay. So for this, we have the boot thing. So if we do this, it allows us to use our reserve card, which is 100% what we want to do. So for example, for this one, again, we are traveling, same element and boot. Yep, exactly. So the element on this one, because we're doing the third one, is 11 that we have to hit. Actually, I don't even think it would matter if we did this or not. So what we're using is the enhanced version. This symbol matches this symbol, so it's 9, and we're going to boost it by this, so it's 10, 11, 12. So we'd already be good. But because our enhanced boot matches this color that we're going against, we would also use this boost as well. So we won by a lot, right? So we're good. Okay, cool. So we get 5 experience. So this one's 3, this one's 4, this one's 2, this one's 3. We could level up one of these, or we can level up these 2 cards, which I think is what I'm going to do instead. So we're going to level up this one, and then we're going to level up this one. Your reserve card you hold on to, and the rest you get rid of. Again, because we didn't fuse the reserve card, we get to hold on to it. 2, 3, 4. All right, so the next one, the key card, which is what this is called, shows a skull. So we're fighting this enemy right here. Now he's got a little symbol on it, which is a double arrow. The double arrow is slow. So you may move instead of attacking against this enemy, which actually isn't terrible if we had a lot of feet, but I don't think it really matters. Well, it might. 9, 8, 10, 9, 8. Nah, it doesn't matter. Okay. So he has a red shield with this guy. So he's going to absorb some of our fire attack, which is fine. It's not a big deal. He has only 2 initiatives, so we can easily go first, but he has a lot of life, so we're probably not going to knock him out. So we're going to take some damage. Right, so we want to deal damage to him. Well, we might as well use our big heavy hitter card. So I want to get the enhanced effect on it. We're going to use this card to enhance it. And then we'll use this boost icon to do it. And then there's reserve cards just going to chill there. It's not going to do anything. So we're attacking. So first we check the initiative. It's R5 against his 2. So he doesn't get an early attack, which is nice. We're attacking 11, right? Because this matches this. So it's 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Oh, we actually do enough damage to knock him out. Oh, no, we don't because he has a shield. That's right. So we would do 15. Normally, that'd be enough to knock him out. But because he... Yeah, okay. Sorry, I just want to double check my math here. But because he has a shield, he absorbs 3 of our damage. So we don't get it. You only get the reserve plus for when you're traversing. This is the only time you'll ever get that. It's the only time. It's like the weirdest part of this game is like sometimes the traversing thing helps you, or the boost helps you, and sometimes it doesn't. All right, so we have that damage. So that's 11, it'd be 15. It would normally knock him out, but he absorbs 3 of it with his little shield here. And then he's going to deal 4 damage, and then we're going to deal the rest of the damage to him. So we have to absorb 4 damage worth. We have a card that absorbs all 4. The one thing I didn't talk about yet is because we haven't had it, but I might as well read you the rules for it. So when you resolve damage, suffering damage forces you to downgrade 1 or more of your mage cards. The downgrade orient it so its level is reduced by 1. This absorbs the card's armor. If the ether element of the armor matches that of the enemy attack, it absorbs double. So for example, this is an attack of 4. If one of these was like a red shield of 2, it would absorb all of it. right? So it would be a lot better. I love how you keep having these moments of noticing you might be doing better than you had planned to, right? So that's the only, this hasn't happened yet, but I just want to point that out really fast so you would know. But once it does happen, we'll point out for sure. All right, so he's going to deal 4 damage. I have a 4 card here, so I'm just going to downgrade this one, put that off to the side. All right, so we can level up 8 worth. I think we're going to do both these cards. So this one goes to a level 4, and this one goes to a level 4. Again, we didn't use a reserve card, so we hold on to it. Because you only throw away your action set, then you get the rest. 2, 3, 4. Yeah, okay. All right, so our new hand is this. And our next one is enemy 2, which is this guy. 8 initiative, deals 2 damage, 1, 10 life. All right, 8 initiative. Oh, we do have some high initiative cards here, though. And we have some high attack here. We have It's not quite what we want, though. Okay, so we need to do 10 damage and 8 initiative. Hey, Bardic, how's it going? What are we playing? This is Dragons of Etchinstone. All right, so we have 2 things that can deal the damage to him, right? These 2 cards. The energy could match with this, but the initiative is only 5, and he has an 8. And we could boost it with this if we wanted to. Oh, but he absorbs the energy attack, which would be bad. And it wouldn't knock him out completely. So I'd rather do it with the 5 damage, or the fire damage. The problem is we don't have 2 things for fire, but we could stack them like that. And do it this way. Crazy. Thanks for using Prime Sub, dude. I appreciate the support. So if we do this, it's got an 8. Yeah, this is what we're going to do. Okay. So what we're doing is we're going to take our reserve card and our 3rd card and fuse them together to change this element into the same element as this. So it's 10 damage. So for those that don't remember, on his thing, he has an 8 initiative. Hey, we have an 8 initiative. We tied. We get to go first. We're going to deal 10 damage. Oh, wait. Sorry, I got to switch these. My bad. That was the whole point of this. It's because we want to do the fire damage. So we're going to do the fire damage because his shield would only absorb the other damage. So we would be good. And then we can add 4 boost to it. It doesn't really matter. It's not going to change anything, but we have to add it to something. So we would actually have a complete victory against him. So he didn't do early damage. He didn't do, we did all the damage to him. So we're good. So now we don't have to take any damage and we get our 4 experience. This is ideally what you would like to happen most of the time. So this card is level 4. We can't level up. This is 5. This is 5. This is a 2. So this is the only one we can level up. So that gets leveled up. Because we fused it, we have to get rid of that card. Pretty sure. Yeah, you must discard both fused cards. Yep. Yep. Okay. Cool. And then we'll draw back up. Sorry. Okay. Let's draw back up. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So now our key card states enemy number 4, which is this guy. He's got a little symbol. So this one is the freeze icon. If you suffer early damage, discard your reserve card. Oh, that's sad. So this guy has initiative of 5, 13 life, and is going to like water attacks, which we're not going to use, I don't think. All right, so here's our hand. So obviously our 8 attack is the highest, and we can use it with this one. So that gives us the 8 damage. We can boost the initiative so we don't take an early attack. So we're good. And we do more than half the damage, which is fine. Because we can't boost it enough to make it the total amount of damage, right? Because he has 13 life. There's no way we're getting up to 13. Because we're only at 8. So I think this is what we're going to do. So our initiative is going to be boosted, so we don't take early damage. So now he's going to deal 3 damage to us, which is kind of sad because we only have a bunch of 2s. So we're going to downgrade 2 of our cards. We can't downgrade this one because it's level 1, and in order to downgrade, we have to throw it away, and that's just bad. So let's... Let's downgrade this one and this one. And then we can upgrade this one and this one. And you can't upgrade the same card repeatedly. So even though we have points left over, we can't do that over again. We just get rid of our action set. We hold on to a reserve card. 2, 3. Dragon shows up. We only have 3 cards. So that's the end of that region. Take your cards. Keep everything in the same order. Hopefully it's making sense. So now that we finished this card, region 2, we get rid of that card. Actually, I think you're supposed to still put it in, but whatever. All right, and this is going to be our next enemy set. So you can tell like each time the enemies and the locations get a little bit tougher. We have region 3 to go through, and then region 4, and then after that, then we fight the dragon. And then fighting the dragon's a little bit weird and wonky, and we'll read the rules because it's kind of hard to get the first time. It's something I struggle with constantly still. So put this on top. Dragon goes on the bottom. I think there's like a whole way to play in your hand. You're supposed to have like discard a certain way and whatever. I don't know, just to put things on the table. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so first thing we have to do is location 4, which is 11 mountain purple. All right, we don't have the purple, but that's okay. We have the boot for 9. Now we don't have another fire symbol, which is bad. So we're going to have to fuse things. 9, 10, 11, 12, but we have enough. So we're going to fuse these cards together because they're both blue, and we're going to make it a red one. So we get the 9 foot, add the boost value, which is 10, 11, 12. So that's 12 against the 11. We have succeeded. Because we haven't failed this yet, I just wanted to point out that it has a time symbol. Basically, if we failed, we have to discard 2 cards off of here. You discard 1 card for each time symbol off. That's what would happen. It just hasn't happened yet. So I want to make sure everyone saw that. All right. So for XP, we get 5. These are maxed out. This is a 5 and this is a 3. We will level up this one up to a 4 as well. And we fused it. So we get rid of all the cards. Draw the next set. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so we're going to fight enemy 4. And enemy 4 has this little arrow symbol, which states ranged. And that states you must suffer early damage, discard reserve to ignore this. So we could discard our reserve card so we don't get that. So I'll have to see if we can do that. All right, it's a 7 initiative and 9 life. In a shield. So, like, for example, his shield is 2, and we have 10. His shield is 2 on the orange symbol, so to absorb 2 of this damage, but with a boost, we might be all right. So, for example... Oh, boy. Yeah, but I don't want him to have early damage on 10. Okay, let's think this through. This one would be the best. 6... All right, I think if we do it this way, it's actually better. No, because we can't fuse them. Because then we're going to get early damage anyway. What if we did 7 and this? Is this better? We're going to still get hit with damage, but that might be okay. So 7 damage. Okay, so for example, this one has the boot and has both symbols. So that means you could do either one. Doesn't matter. You get to choose what you want to do. So this symbol matches this, so we'll be able to do that. All right, so we have 5 initiative against a 7, but we'll add the 4 onto this initiative, so we're the same amount. And it won't be enough damage to knock him out, but he won't early hit us because we're going to discard a reserve card so that he doesn't do it. So we will then take damage of 2. So I'll lower this 1 down. And then we have 5 XP to level up. So we'll level up this card up 1. Those in the back. And as you can see, as you get playing, like, it just gets quicker overall. Okay. So now this card has a 1, but has a little hooded symbol. This is ambush. When you suffer early damage, double it. So we don't want early damage on this card. His initiative is a 5. He has 17 life and 3 damage and 3 shield. All right, we're probably not going to knock him out. I think we actually discard a card. Because I don't want to deal with this. Because we just have like no damage in here. God, this is a really bad hand. Because we need to do at least 9 damage. 2. Okay, wait. 5, 6, 7, 8. That'd only be 16. It wouldn't be enough. No, we're going to divert. So to divert, you get rid of a card. Ugh. We'll get rid of this one. Yeah, we'll get rid of this one. Get rid of this one. Okay, I don't think this next one is much better. All right, so it's a 3 and that star thing. So the star thing is night travel. Subtract your initiative from your boost. Oh boy. Subtract your initiative from your boost. Okay. And step 3 is a red mountain 10. Okay. So our boost is basically going to be nothing. All right. So what we'll do. Oh God, we can't do it. We're just going to lose. Yeah, we're just going to lose. Because we can't enhance any of this. No, I guess wait. We could do this. That could give us 5. That would match it. Actually, that would be enough. Okay. So we could do our 5. And we match the purple, so it's 5. The boost would be subtracted, so it would be a 0. So we'd just do 5 against the 10. So with this, but you also lose time. So lose time. Let me just read it so you can hear what the exact wording is for it. So time penalties cost you opportunities to upgrade your mage cards by speeding the game along. So when suffering time penalty, discard the number of cards to the top of your deck equal to the time penalty. Cool. So our time penalty is 3. So 1, 2, 3. Ooh. And then we get our 5 experience. So we'll level this one up. And that's it. And that is going to be it because the dragon's right there. Right? So you pull this down, dragon's there. Then we're going to move on to region 4. That's the thing with time penalty. It just gets you through it faster so you get less chance to like level up your stuff and whatnot, which is bad. Shuffle it up. Keep everything in the same orientation. I don't feel like we have a good hand at the end here. Plop those on top. Last region before we face the dragon. Draw our 4. 1, 2, 3. Some good cards there. All right, so this is nighttime. Subtract your initiative from the boost. Or subtract your boost from the initiative. So we got to do 12 red. Okay. We do have a 9. Which is something. We have a 9 foot, but we won't be able to add a reserve. So subtract your initiative. All right, so what we'll... no, we can't do that. 9, 10, 11, 12. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to fuse these two to make them a red card. So fuse the two blues to make it a red. So we can travel with 9. Oh, wait. We want that on top. Sorry. Oh, we still won't succeed, though. That's sad. We'll get close. So we get a 9 foot. We subtract this, so it's only 2. So it's 11 out of 12. So we still take a 2 time penalty. So 2 cards go in the back. And then we gain our 5 experience. The only one we can level up is this card because the rest are already maxed. And you can't level up more than once, unfortunately. So that's kind of sad. Because we fused, all the cards get discarded. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, this one is enemy 4, which is this big guy. 17 life, 7 initiative, bunch of different shields, bunch of different attacks. And we don't have a ton to do here. So what we're going to do is we're going to divert. So to divert, again, just so that we get the wording correctly. To do this, you discard a key card as well as a card from your choice from your hand, and then return to the first step. So I'm going to discard this fleet-footed and this top one, and then we're going to take on the next step. So we only have 3 cards to work with. This little symbol states when you suffer time damage penalties, suffer equal damage. And we have to go against step 2, which is 13 purple. All right, we are going to suffer time damage as well. Oh, this is bad. Okay. So the only thing we really can do is do our 5, 6, 7. 6, 7, which gets us over the 13. So we at least made it halfway. But we are going to take a time penalty of 3. So 1, 2, 3. How are you liking the game? I love it. I love it. No, we're doing really bad. And we have to suffer penalty or damage as well. So I'm just going to have this card absorb it. And then we get 6 experience, so we can level up both of these cards. Now, I think it's a phenomenal game. It's actually much quicker than this too, but we're just taking longer because I have to explain everything. Dragons here. So we are done with the regions. We're going to face the dragon. We are not in a good spot for this. All right, the way you go against the dragon is a bit different. So we're going to read the rules so you can state it, but it's a little bit tricky. But once we get there, well, we're going to get crushed. So the card that showed you the whole time your phases of play, you flip it over and it shows you like the final journey. So first we have to traverse and then we have to attack. So what's going to happen is you draw your hand. So take all the remaining mage cards from your deck into your hand. Wait, there we go. First you have to draw your hand. So you're drawing 7 cards this time. So you're going to scout. Overall, you can regroup, but we'll get into that in a second. And then you're going to use the 7 cards to create 2 distinct action sets, each with a spell, element, and boost. And then you may have 1 reserve card. You can only fuse cards with once across the 2 sets. And then you're going to add in all your total movement. If you use the enhanced move in either action set and is the same element as the fire thing, then we can use the boost card from your reserve card as well. And we compare the total amount, and then we'll see what kind of damage we take. So what's going to happen is we draw our 7. 1, 2, 3. Hold on, he goes on top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think we'll be all right. Okay, so on this card, it shows that our movement, if we don't at least do 20 movement, we lose the game. If we do 20 to 22, we take a time penalty of 3. 23 to 27, we take 2. 28 and above, we only take 1 time penalty. Obviously, we want to try to get 28 movement total. So what you're trying to do is figure that out from this hand. We have some big attack, but I think we'll be all right still. So we have a 9 boot, and we're going to boost it with that one. And use our highest one there. So that's 9 total. And then we want this one here. So this would be... Wait. So we have 6, 9, 18, 20, 21, 22, 23. Oh, we take 2 time penalty though. Yeah, that's good. That's as good as it's going to get for this, I think. All right, so we have 2 different action sets. This is our middle break card. Or a reserve card, I should say. So the reserve card's not going to do anything for us, so it's just going to be a spacer between the 2. So it's like you're doing 2 things at once now. So let's start with this side. We have our boost of 4. This one is a 9 value because of this. So it's 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 total. Okay. Then we're going to use this foot. So it's 14, 15, 16. Well, I'm sorry, not that one. This one. So wait, what was it? 9, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, because it gets enhanced by this, 20, 21, 22. So it's going to be, oh shoot, was I 1 off? 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Oh, we need a 23. No, you don't get anything from the reserves because we didn't match it. Okay, so what you can do, we're going to have to do the regroup thing. Because this is just like really bad. And I rarely use regroup. So hold on. So with regroup, after drawing cards for your final journey, you can choose to regroup. To regroup, discard 1 card from your hand for the remaining 6 mage sorry. To regroup, discard 1 card from your hand. Shuffle the remaining 6 cards from your hand and put them in the back of your deck behind the other ones. So what you could do, we're going to put this in here to space it. We're going to say one of these cards we never want to see again, basically. So like this 1 cost or this 1 we're going to get rid of. So we're discard it completely. Then we're going to take these because it'd be nice to have them for the final battle. So you shuffle them up and you put it in front of the region card. The only reason that makes sense is because you only have enough to basically do it 2 sets worth. So that's why you're doing it that way. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You draw up to 6, right? Drawing a new 7. Yeah. 7. All right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The reason that that's like kind of a weird thing is because your next hand is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 8 cards. So we can only take 1 time damage, right? Because then you don't have enough cards to deal enough damage at the end. It'll make sense in a second. But, okay. So now, Bardic, thank you for the donation, dude. On coffee? Yeah, I appreciate it. I don't know how to log into that. Dude, thanks for the support, dude. Appreciate it, dude. Thank you. Thank you for that. Didn't realize it was gonna post here. Thanks for the homework. Nah, yeah. I had the bot say I wish like a thing popped up to like mention it, but dude, I appreciate that. Thank you. Okay. So we need to walk. All right, so this one. Okay. So we have a 10. We need to use an energy there. So at least we get 10. I want to use this one too. So we're going to have to fuse 2 cards. Came close to win twice. Yeah, dude, it's tough. It's really tough. Want that. That boost would be nice. Oh, I know everything's a mess right now, but once I get it organized, it'll be better. Okay. So we're going to fuse in the back here. And I think we're good. Okay. So we're fusing these 2 cards in the back so we don't have a reserve card to make it a 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. This is going to be another one. So that's 24, 28. So that hits us at the 28 mark. So we'd only take 1 time damage. Oof. Let me make sure. This is there. So that's 10, 14. Plus 9 is 23. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Plus 9 is 23. 28. Yeah. Okay, so we only take 1 time damage. Perfect. So this goes in the back. We take our 1 time damage. It's actually a really good card. And then we draw it for a final hand. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So now you do the same exact thing attacking as you do with the dragon. The only thing that's weird is we have to add up our initiative and hopefully do better. But usually you don't have to worry about that too much. So we have to deal... If we only deal 21 or less damage, we lose the game. 22 damage, we'll take a hit of 27, and we'll explain that in a second. Deal 27 damage, we'll take a hit of 24. You have to basically do 32 to have a shot. And the problem is he's going to absorb some of this. So we have a big 13 attack, and we have a big 10 attack. So we're going to have to use those for sure. So for the 10 attack... we want this on top of it, and we want a big boost. Well, as big as we can get. For the 13 attack, we need 2 fire, which we don't have. So we're going to use that to do that and boost it with this. Yeah, it's not going to be enough. All right, so we're fusing these 2 blues to make a fire. So we deal 13. Oh, first we have to check initiative. So, oh God, that's not the right initiative. That's not going to be enough. Oh, we have to swap these. All right, so we have to check initiative first. So you do it the same way as before. Do it on the spell or the whatever the third card is down. So that's this one and this one. So it's 8 and 5, which is like 13. Against the 9, we're good. All right, so now we move on to actually attacking. So we will deal 10, 11, 12, 13. 13. Plus this is 26, 27, 28 damage. So we're at 28. Which would normally put us here. But the problem is he's going to absorb 4 of it. So it really brings us down to 24 damage. Which means we're going to take 27 damage. So the way that you win at this point is we now have to absorb 27 damage from our enemy. If you absorb all 27 damage, you have won the game. And I can already see we don't have enough, so it's not gonna impact. But the way that you would do this, because you can't, again, you can only level down the card once, and that's it. You can't do it multiple times. So for a 27, we do have 1 fire shield, so it would double it. So 27 off of 6 would be 21. Then 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15. Minus 5 is down to 10. Minus 4 is down to 6. And minus 2 is down to 4. So we'd still have 4 damage left to take over. And thus we have lost the game. If we had 1 card left that we absorbed, and like he did 1 damage and this was 2 and we absorbed it, then we win. So that's how you win the game. So hopefully, that was like kind of a convoluted way of doing it and whatnot, and wasn't the best. But that is essentially how you play Dragons Etchinstone. I know this took like a little bit longer, like close to the 45 minutes. You get once you're playing it, not explaining it, you do it really fast in your hand, like super fast. But yeah, that's how you play it. The last battle is a little bit weird, but once you get the pattern of it, it's fine. And the hardest part is just kind of remembering like matching of the boost stuff to like this or their attacks and whatnot. Once you kind of get that down, it's pretty simple. And again, I wanted to reuse the rules constantly just to make sure like I got everything and made sure it makes sense. But unfortunately, we lost. Rodving is considered easier than most enemies, but yeah, that's what it is. So. I've yet to win. My handful of plays came close to win 20. Yeah, we actually got close. That was probably one of the worst times, or one of the worst plays I've ever had. But we still were able to hang in there. I tend to play my same color cards together side by side. Probably wrong strategy in my mind. Yeah, sometimes. I mean, sometimes it don't work. But yeah, that was close. Dang. But yeah, so there's 4 different dragons to face. Verhost and Grimrock. I haven't done any of these yet, but some of them seem really tricky and hard to do. So I have to give them a try still. Maybe there is an easier one. This is just the one the game recommends to do first. Became Dragon Food, exactly. The region cards are exactly the same, so they never change, but the card that you get to like face whichever the 4 is changes obviously each time you shuffle. So it's really good. And then if you were preparing for your next game, like literally to set it up is you just need everything back in the 2 spot. So you change that back to 2, change that back to 2. Those are 2s. Change that back to 2. Change that back to 2. 2. Oops. Sorry, I'm not even doing it on camera. 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, and 2. And now we're already set for the next game. Like it's super quick to get set up and like, all right, run it back. You know what I mean? So yeah. Hopefully, if you have any questions, please let me know. I think I got all the rules right this time, or at least pretty close.